가직한 곳에 그 목소리에 내 맘이 떠올라요. Would you come be my lover? 포근하게 안아줄래요? 안아달라 그 한마디에 따스한 온기 전해줘. 그대였나봐. 그랬나봐. 내 사랑 되어줄 사람 그대였나. 돼요 그대가 바라던 참사랑. 그대 그렇게 바라볼 때면 불안해하던 마음이 편해져요. 나의 귓가에 속삭여주던 사랑 노래가 마음을 대신하죠. 매일 흘러갔던 이 길을 둘이 걸어요. 영원토록. 그대였나. 내 사랑 되어줄 사람 그대였나. 그대를 그대 내게 말해. 그래 내게 말해줘요. 그대 내겐 그대뿐인걸요. 내게 말해줘. 사랑해. 날 사랑한다고 말할게. 너만을 바라본다고. 그대였나. 감사해 그대가 내게 와줘서. My love. Don't keep me down. 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 Don't keep me down.
무표정 그대로 고정. 뭔걸 보면 의미 없는 생각도 감정 들이 모아 그대로 유지통해버려. 발걸음을 돌려 또한 내 여기 서려. 나 빼고 모두가 잘 어울려. 벌써 조저녁 술집엔 안 들려. 다 괜찮아 보여 행복해 보여. 나만 어지러운 건가 봐. 바쁘게 지나가 해내 또 지나봐. 내 마음의 꽃은 언제 필까. 바쁘게 살지마 그냥 좀 쉬다가. 신호등 안 넌 불이 언제쯤 바뀌니. 이내 네껏 에너지를 쏟아붓고 탈진 할 때쯤 초록 빨간 둘 중에 뭐가 더 넌 기대돼.
이젠 그만 따라갈래. 거울 속에 나를 바라봐줄래. 마음속에 깊은 곳에
멈춰 잊혀진 섬 가운데서 파도가 지나가 마음에 새겼던 글이 지워져도 난 아직 기억하고 있어 yeah. 좀 아쉽지만 괜찮은 척 이제는 했어 찢어진 바지가 제법 잘 어울려 바다에 비친 모습도 꽤 괜찮아 괜시리 예전에 나를 떠올려 갑자기 그래도 센치해 나 근데 진짜 필요 없어 딱히 누군가 구조 갇혀있는 것보다 나물 없는 너의 그 수조 그냥 나만의 착각일 수도 있지만 믿을래 내 직감을 그래 don't kick me down 그게 내가 같은 길을 걸어왔던 이유 I'm a pass on that 다들의 시기는 흉 모래시계는 쉼없이 지나가는데 껍질만 보는 사람들은 마음이 어떻게
이젠 그만 따라갈래 거울 속에 나를 바라봐 줄래 마음속에 깊은 곳에 별빛을 No more sorrow 한걸음씩 돌아갈 거야 마음속에
é só na vida que a vida não é na janela que se olha. Há uma linha clara perto da saída. Fecha os olhos e você vai ver. Não é só aqui que sol ilumina. Coisas do além que vão além. Quando de repente é coincidência, nem precisa se esforçar pra crer. Apagaram as luzes pra eu ver. Saí da onde vim pra eu poder ser. Você mostrou o caminho pra eu andar. Eu disse é pelo mar que eu vou nadar. Não é só na vida que a vida não é na janela que se olha. Há uma linha clara perto da saída. Fecha os olhos e você vai ver. Não é só aqui que o sol ilumina. Coisas do além que vão além. Quando de repente é coincidência, nem precisa se esforçar pra querer. Apagaram as luzes pra eu ver. Saí da onde vim pra eu poder ser. Você mostrou o caminho pra eu andar. Eu disse é pelo mar que eu vou nadar.
Ninguém me ama, ninguém me evita, mesma maneira que você. Minha vida inteira jamais procurarei alguém que ame o meu amar como
Oh, oh,
to the edge
Big
of
Shirley.
it all.
Get ready to get moist, girl.
So tell your good
Come on.
lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah.
Shout out to Henry Bear.
Susceptible
Yeah.
lies
Are we good?
for the
Are we good?
flies. Ooh. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what.
Yeah, I'm fine no matter what. That's what makes it bad.
Susceptible
Damn, you fine.
lies before the moment flies.
I know. I know.
It's not a problem.
It's all right, though.
No.
In
'Cause
the
I
chat
know
room.
what I'm getting
Give me your age,
into.
your city, your gender.
And nothing can stop me.
It's good.
No. 'Cause
Sounds
I'm
great.
addicted to what you and I realize.
Big Shirley, don't come in late.
The way I follow, no
Shirley.
need to say
How you doing, girl?
where we are heading now,
First
babe.
thing.
I follow
Come on, Shirley.
to the edge of it all.
Go on and get on. That's how we do
So
it.
tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Susceptible
Let's get it.
lies before the moment
Let's do it.
flies. Before it flies. So tell your good lies,
Are we
'cause I'll
getting it,
buy no
people?
matter what.
Are we liking it, people?
Susceptible lies before the moment flies. Yeah.
Bobbity, bobbity, bop. We are back. We are back. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI, the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies in the house. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let's see, can you see me? Can you see me well? Can you see? Clear enough for you? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see, let's get a little bit more of a key light over here. Let's do that. Alleganza Mac Daddy vibes going on. Yeah, it's hard out there for a pimp. So let's see what we're looking like. Sound is good, lighting is good. What happened to the microphone? No big microphone in your face anymore. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Take the show on the road now. Take the show on the road. And if you want to get the close-up. So here we go. All right. So trying out a little something new tonight. So want to make sure everybody's in, make sure we're good, make sure we're golden. Sorry for the background noise. It is what it is. He said, Kevin, and upgraded on y'all. That's right. You keep it moving, baby. You keep applying the pressure. Keep applying that firm pressure. I don't know if I like that light. We'll change that in a minute. So before we get into it, excuse me, for those of you who don't know, my name is Kevin Samuels. I'm a professional image consultant, and my job is to make sure you look good, smell great, and are the best version of yourself each and every day. Now, candle of the evening is probably one of my favorites, Laurier 62 from Le Labo. It's classified as a hot mess. Fragrance of the day, Diaghilev. If you want to smell like a Russian oligarch, a grown damn sex. This is for grown men only. This is a no play fragrance. It's right up there with some of my favorite Roja Dove ouds. It's up there with Roja Dove Fetish. If Sidney Poitier and Steve McQueen both played James Bond with Sean Connery flying them in a space shuttle to Saturn, That's what they'd all wear. That stuff right there is dope. Diaghilev. So, this week is Smoke Week. We've been having a high old time over here on these YouTube streets. First night was Kevin Samuels hates black women, and we took on all comers. And we see how that turned out. Wednesday night was a barn burner. Kevin Samuels is gay. Kevin Samuels is gay.
Are you a homosexual?
We went ahead and dispelled that for the 15th, 11 millionth time. But you know how that goes. And tonight we're going to take on the rest of the critics and detractors. But before we do that, we need to make sure we keep the engagement up. Likes, dislikes, they all count the same in the algorithm. You just need to make sure you pay your way in. That's number one. Number two, I want to say something as I get started. Shout out to all the brothers out there, all the men out there who've been hanging out. Gentlemen, I posted it on my Instagram, and I'm going to say it again. Men deserve, it's your turn. It's your turn. It's our turn. When men are out there on their purpose, doing what they need to do, taking care of business, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be happy. You deserve a woman who wants to support you fully. And to that end, I'm going to ask some questions tonight, because my critics and detractors tend to always focus on what men and myself are doing to women. Well, I got a question for my critics and detractors. Are modern women, what are you doing for men? Are you even making men happy? Meaning, I mentioned it on Instagram the other day that I've noticed that no, you can't prove this, but I've noticed as the marital rate has gone down with an increase in weight in our community. Men today can't even seem to get women who want to be fit. Fit, meaning 5'4", dress size 4. You think that's cursing at a woman today, because the average woman in our community, 5'4", weighs 187 pounds. That means the average woman weighs more than a man. She weighs more than a man at her height. That's crazy. The female of the species should not weigh more than men. But see, it begs an even further question. What really made me think about this today? Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. Jeannie Mai posted that she's expecting her first child with her husband Jeezy, and Black America is in a tizzy. Hell, even her ex-husband is in a tizzy, because she was married to a guy for 14 years, and one of the reasons they split was because she would not have a child. I also mentioned that I was looking on Instagram, on Beyonce's Instagram, and there's a new ad for Tiffany & Co. And it has Jay-Z and Beyonce. And in one of the frames, Jay-Z is laying his head in his wife's lap, and she's looking down at him, kind of caressing his forehead. And I said, last night I said it, that is what men want. A woman that truly is into him and is there for him to make him happy. And I've been asking men this for the last several weeks. Could you have a relationship in general, and in our community, in our culture, in Black America in particular, that you can say you've ever been happy? I mean, just happy. Not you were content, not you were okay, you were happy. And I'm sad to report that I didn't hear many people that say that they were, especially not as they reached into adulthood. Now, many can go back into puppy love, but it seems to be that modern women are far more concerned with their own well-being than men's. Male happiness does not even register in the conversation. And that's the problem, gentlemen, because we have taken your eye off the ball. I am going to stand up and say, I am here with you too. This is why I don't talk crap about my former relationships where they failed, because I say it many a times, I was not the man that I needed to be in those situations. And I did not make my standards, my boundaries, and my requirements, I didn't stand on them the way I should have. You know, one thing that happens when you become a man on his purpose, you are given a gift. When you are on your purpose as a man and you really know what it is you stand for, the universe gives you a gift. It's called the gift of goodbye. You are willing to walk away from anybody or anything that lays opposite of your purpose. Gentlemen, get the gift of goodbye. Too many of us have sat in situations and relationships, and whether it's business, romantic, and or other, where the person wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing, and you tried to negotiate. One of the first things that modern men have mastered is the art of being alone. You're going to have to take the time and take time out to be alone. 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, as many as 5 years. But once you learn how to be by yourself, you get the gift of goodbye. Then you have to also understand something. You're going to need to deal with women in a different way. You can talk all this stuff all you want to, but you got to understand that when you have your standards, your boundaries, the things that you deal with, women are so used today to people trying to make them happy. The notion of trying to make you happy is a foreign concept. So when they fail at living up to what they're part of it, and what they're part of it is just fair. Gentlemen, you must correct that behavior. I know some people that say when somebody does something wrong, walk away. I'm not as harsh as that, but I will say with a line of respect, you must not allow disrespect in a relationship with a woman. Period. Point blank, end of sentence. You got to leave that. You got to leave that. And you got to define what respect is to you, and then you got to make sure she understands it, and then once it happens, you got to leave it alone. Because if you tolerate disrespect, happiness will never happen. Why am I getting at with all this? Because modern women need to understand something. If you want a shot at repairing the situation with men, just like I said to the church on Sunday, if they want a shot at winning men back, here's what they're going to have to do. Modern women, hear me and hear me well. If you want a shot at winning modern men back, you're going to have to learn how to apologize. Don't tell me you know how to apologize before you listen to what I say. Learn how to apologize. Oh, what the hell do y'all think y'all doing? Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No. Y'all ain't gonna treat me like a $2 hoe. Get him up. We should be well over 5,000. We'll do this again if we have to. Come on. All right, ladies, this is not a joke, okay? Let me tell you what men want. Men want modern women who understand how bad things have gotten. Men want modern women who know who men are, what men want, and are willing to act differently than most women. As such, ladies, one of the first things you're going to have to do is learn how to apologize. Because just like that song, it ain't nothing to cut that chick off. Gentlemen, cut them off. Bad behavior, cut it off. Disrespectful behavior, cut it off. We are too old. You are too old to have to be teaching somebody who is grown damn woman, especially if they are over 20. If they're in the danger zone, that 27 to 35 talk about they want a husband, they need to learn, they need to be in school studying and picking up summer school. But if they are in that no man's land, this is why it's so hard to deal with women over 35, because they're set in their ways. Because you're going to have to end up cutting off bad behavior. The sooner the better to get down to the women who were serious. And the women who were serious, you're going to understand something, that you are on a clock. You're on a probationary period. And if you want to get with a man of value, you're going to have to learn how to put him ahead of your needs, ahead of everything else, before you get the title of anything. This is in dating. In dating, you're going to have to show the tendency, you're going to have to show that you have the ability to get the number one spot as the quote unquote girlfriend. And from that point on, you only have to do more work as the time goes on. See, ladies, many of you thought it was going to be just good enough to say, you know what? I didn't know how bad it got, and I'm sorry. No. You got a lot of stuff to make up for. You got a lot of stuff to make up for. But let me tell you, if you're currently in a relationship with a man who's worth a damn, you better learn how to apologize. And let me give you a benchmark. You apologize 5 times harder than the offense. Meaning, if you did something that was here, you need to apologize up here. And see, far too many women today will do something wrong, and then they think that they can just say, "I'm sorry." What? You would be amazed at how many men I've spoken to know when a man messes up, he has to damn near be crucified before he is forgiven. But when a woman screws up, she thinks that she can just say, "I'm sorry," and give you some starfish sex. No, ladies, that day is over. If you ladies do not learn how to apologize to the level at which you screwed up, you will forever be single. And this goes for all of you. There is no female that this does not equate to. I don't care if you are average, above average, cute, adjustable 6, 8, 9, or 10. Men are not dealing with this because men are looking at their happiness. And you cannot be happy with a woman who thinks she can do one thing and just say, "I'm sorry," as if that changes anything. Those are words. Gentlemen, I've often said this before. Ladies, this is a good hint too. Gentlemen, there was a movie called Red October. It came out 1990-ish, 1990, 91. And that movie starred Alec Baldwin and James Earl Jones. And I forgot the other guy's name. He played Roger in Training Day. But in this movie, Sean Connery is the captain of the Russian submarine Red October that's defected to the United States. And the captain of the American ship is following him. Then all of a sudden, Jonesy, the guy who plays Jonesy, Angela Bassett's husband, is talking about how he's listening to him on the sonar and says, "Captain Crazy Ivan." And what does a Crazy Ivan mean? And Crazy Ivan, the captain of the American ship, says, every now and then, Russian submarine captains will stop on a dime and turn 180 degrees to see who's following them. Gentlemen, you need to develop a Crazy Ivan approach in your life. You need to turn 180 degrees in your life and look at your relationships. Business, personal, professional, and romantic. And cut off your feelings and look at them pragmatically. And for every relationship where you're putting in more than you're getting, you need to stop. This is a hard thing to do because human beings are want for consistency. And this is where we got to own what we do with women, gentlemen, because far too many of us have learned to accept bad behavior, normalize it, and it just gets worse. So Crazy Ivan, are you dealing with somebody who you're at an imbalance with, especially women? Because if you're at an imbalance with women, they will allow it to go on, and what ends up happening? You become frustrated, passive aggressive, soft. This is a bad situation. Why am I telling you this? Because far too many of you guys are in friend zones, beta male friend zones. Far too many of you guys have gotten into this nice role, and you need to go ahead and play crazy Ivan, turn around and cut them off. Why is this? Why are women freaking out when I say this? Because I'm talking about taking their attention away. Why am I talking about taking their attention away? Because ladies, you need to be focusing on the man that you say that you want if you want a different outcome. Just like I talked to that one sister on Instagram the other night, and I said, I see far too many women who are, say, I like this content. I'm on board with it, but you're in your 30s. And I said, I'm going to focus like a laser on women 33 and above who say you want a different outcome, but you unmarried and no real prospects because you still don't know how to get along with a man. That's what my critics and detractors often focus on. My biggest critics and detractors are women over the age of 30, professional and single. So I'm helping you out. You need to get rid of the gentleman, crazy Ivy, get out of the friend zone. Cut off all relationships that you're not getting equal investment in and go forward and do something different. Ladies, if you're in a relationship, learn how to apologize 5-1. You can't just say, I'm sorry when you fucked up. When you did something that's fucked up, you need to apologize. Shout out to my dog from Birmingham, Alabama, Alpha Male Strategies. I'm about to speak some Alpha Male Strategies, so buckle in. My dog Alpha Male Strategies used to say this, and I want you to understand the spirit in which he was given. He said that when he was dealing with a woman who did what she wasn't supposed to do, she had to make it up to him. And what everybody know what I'm about to say? He would introduce him to the sweet taste of ass. What do you mean, AMS? He's like, she gonna have to lick my ass. He meant it too. And the whole point was, you can't just apologize, you got to pay. Because ladies, you make men pay when they mess up. Gentlemen, you got to make these modern women pay too if you ever want to have a balanced situation. And if they're not willing to pay, go ahead and tap them out. Now, he's subsequently gone from giving them the sweet taste of ass to they're going to suck a whole lot of Johnson. But ladies, the whole point is this. You modern women who want to have a better outcome are going to have to learn how to keep men. Not be comfortable being by yourself, or not be comfortable being alone, or getting used to losing. You're going to have to get comfortable with the boredom of winning. And maintaining a relationship means you, just like men, have not learned how to do this. You're going to mess up a lot over the course of a 5, 10, 20, 30-year relationship. And in order to keep your man happy, you're going to have to learn how to fix it. I am speaking sacrilege to women right now. What? Apologize, yes. Apologize. And if you don't want to apologize, buy a dog and die alone. Because if I was saying this from men to women, if you screw up, you're going to have to do this. Men have been told, sleep on the couch and this and that and so forth. Why do you ladies think you're so special? This is why you end up out of situations, because you can't keep a man. And then you look at women who can keep a man, and the women who can keep a man are doing one thing. They are making those men happy. They're stroking those men's egos. They know what those men's egos eat, and they're feeding it. Black men are not rushing to white women because of a skin color. And you say black men are rushing to non-black women. They're not rushing to non-black women because of a skin color. They're rushing to them because of femininity, niceness, and cooperation. Because those women know how to apologize when they make a mistake. They will fix it. So, there have been many people who try to talk about this concept in an impolitic, imprecise way. But ladies, you must understand you are human as well. And when you mess up, you must verbalize it. Think about on my channel. How many times do I talk to a woman and they know I make a logical point and I ask them yes or no? And what do they tend to do? They tend to skip right on over the point. Skip right on over the point, move the goalpost, change the subject. You cannot do that in a long-term relationship. I'm helping you ladies out right now. Learn how to apologize before he cuts you off. It is not a man's normal position to want to cut off a woman that he cares about, but men today are not dealing with this poor behavior. You're seeing your best, your brightest, the kind of men you say you want, and women are complaining. You got women all over TikTok and Instagram. Why can't I get a date? Why can't I get this? Why can't I get that? Because you got too much attitude. It's all about you. So to my critics and detractors, what would you tell women? How to keep a man, how to keep from just getting pumped and dumped. You're going to have to teach them how to keep a relationship. And acknowledging when you do wrong, and apologizing, verbalizing it, and doing something different is at the cornerstone of healthy, thorough communication. And far too many women today lack that ability. Am I lying? Ladies, the first person you need to apologize to is who? Who's the first person? Ladies, you all have an apology list. Who do you need to apologize to? Do you need to apologize to your baby daddy? Do you need to apologize to your ex-husband? Do you need to apologize? Who do you need to apologize to? Here's something when there's alcoholics or addicts, one of the 12 steps or something like that is going and apologizing to people you did wrong. Y'all need to learn how to apologize. Now, the funny thing is, I know what I'm saying is reaching some hardened hearts. See, men have been told that you need to apologize and you need to fix it, but you can't save them. Modern men have realized they cannot save modern women. Modern women must save themselves and learn how to get along with the men they say they want. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. You can't save her. You cannot save her. So what do you end up having? You have men who are unhappy, women who are lonely. But ladies, understand something, that these men have far more opportunities than you do. This is the crux of this show. This is a men's channel. I'm an advocate for men. And men want women, but they want women who are on board with making them happy. And today, it's like modern women are become insufferable. Why do you think men are just talking about sex all the time? Because that's what you've reduced it to. I've often said that women of the group tell men of the group what they think they deserve by their appearance, their face, their body, and their attitudes. Well, what are women telling men that they think they deserve? Not a whole hell of a lot. So, suck a whole lot. When was the last time, ladies, I want to hear from you. When was the last time you actually apologized and fixed something? When was the last time you did what you were supposed to do? What we're going to do, that's my short monologue. Because I know that's going to be a groundbreaking concept. And I know that there are plenty of guys that are going to have something to say about it. I know that women are going to have a lot of questions about it. But for the rest of the show, I said on Instagram, it's going to be Q&A. This is going to be an open segment for my critics and detractors. Bring it on. Bring it on. We can talk about anything I've put on my content. Anything I put out here is content. Only a few rules. 1, you can't overtalk me. 2, I'll be nice to you, you're nice to me. 3, I'm running a show, so you got to keep it precise. We stay on the topics. No veiled, please, no veiled positives. Keep it to the real critics, because I really want to hear what women think we're trying to accomplish over here. Because I've been called, you hate women, you're gay. You even got people equating me to being the damn Antichrist. What in the French toast is going on? You, like I said before, you ladies got to realize there is a lot at stake for keeping you ladies clueless, by yourself, unattached. So here's what I'm going to do. Anything I've discussed on the platform, anything you have questions about, and I want you to bring it, because here's your chance. You don't have to go make a video that I'm not going to respond to. You don't have to go sit on a platform and ask somebody. Bring it here. Bring it here. This is where you bring it. You bring it here. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and open the Zoom call. Now, to get on the Zoom, you must be visible. I must see you on the Zoom call. You can ask not to be on YouTube. I'll try to grant that request if at all possible. But on the Ask Godfather link, you will be visible on YouTube. Okay? You'll be visible on YouTube. So make sure that your light source is in front of you so you're not drowned out in the back. Yeah, I know I'm the Antichrist, right? I'm the devil incarnate. I'm like, Jesus Christ, they really want you ladies sick. They want to keep men and women separate so bad. So my dude MTR did a breakdown of that today, and I'm like, that's pretty good. But ladies, I want you to think about what I'm saying, because Friday and Saturday nights, normally I would be out, but like, and it's my time of year. I love the fall. Aren't y'all getting tired of going out in y'all's girls groups? I mean, aren't y'all getting tired of going out in your girls groups and just acting like everything is just fine? Don't you get sick of that? Aren't you ready to finally have somebody you can actually spend? Don't you want this to be the last September you have alone? And this is the thing. You cannot have a long-term relationship if you never learn how to apologize. And I can personally say that I have seen this myself. So many women do not know how to apologize. In my lifetime, I actually had to look back at myself. I'm like, wow. And if I'm going to be honest, no. None of my serious relationships would I say that I had. Well, I take that back. I had one. I had one woman that was a very serious relationship, that she actually knew how to apologize, and to the point to where she could restore trust and we could move forward. There was one. And yeah. And even though we didn't go the distance, I still have nothing but good things to think and say about her. Yeah. Now, I will say that after the relationship was over and I had moved on, it's amazing at how so many women finally learn how to apologize after it's too late. Ladies, don't be that chick. Don't be that chick that only waits. Your pride bothers you so much to where you cannot apologize until it's too late. If you are that woman, I'll take these calls too. I'll take calls like this too, because I talked to a woman last night on Instagram where I recommended her to have a conversation and try to get back with her ex. You're supposed to be better at this than the men. And when men say women today have become hardened and masculine, this is one of the ways many guys feel you ladies are out of order. I've never heard a woman say sorry out of her mouth. I know. Ladies, hear what the men are saying. And I'm going to tell you this right now. There are women that I know who know they've done wrong. Know it. And will sit back and be like, well, I know I did wrong, but and almost handle it like a kid. It's like, well, I don't want to say something because it's gonna make it worse. It's like, well, wait a minute. But then it's funny, as soon as the man does something wrong, oh, well, you're supposed to get, beaten and lashed. Why can't you ladies modern women, you're gonna have to learn how to men are looking for women who have relationship skills. And for the women who do have these abilities, you're going to be far and ahead of your competition. Brandy, you ready to go? Hello.
Kevin.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's your concern?
So I was just listening to your podcast tonight, and yes, we make mistakes as women, and do we apologize? I definitely apologize to my husband,
Okay.
um, but he's not asking me to lick his ass.
Well, you don't have to look at no. Well, there's jump. That was something my boy AMS used to say, but he went from doing that to you gonna suck a whole lot of Johnson.
Yeah, let's but you gotta do
Well,
what you
well,
gotta
no,
do.
no, 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 no. I'm gonna say that because no, just like men know when we mess up, we gotta do what we gotta do something too. Buy flowers, do this, do that. Yeah, you gotta pay the price.
So I definitely have more of an alpha male in my household,
Uh huh.
and it was really difficult for me to understand how to fall in line, and your show has definitely helped.
Okay.
I only stumbled across your show because my brother-in-law introduced me to it, and I thought
Okay.
it was crazy. But when you explained all the things that a man encompasses, their role in everything, it gave me a new respect for my husband. And
Okay.
because of that, I just kind of fell in line.
Right.
And I understood from that point forward, all the decisions he were making was to impact our family long term. And
Mm-hmm.
he saw a complete difference in me. And our marriage has been so much better. And it's been about 3 months since I started watching your show.
Well, good
And
deal.
it's been completely amazing. And I
Well,
think what you have to offer is fantastic to women.
okay. Well, I would tell you this that I mentioned AMS because it's funny and it's true, but I am dead serious, ladies. When you mess up, there has to be a consequence because you expect men to pay a consequence if he did something really bad. True or false?
Um, we don't punish each other like that. Um, for example, my husband rides a motorcycle and he fell off the bike and he didn't want to tell me because he didn't want me to start griping at him or bitching at him. That's how women do. And I did not do
But
that
that's but
because
that's but that's not the same. That's not the same, ma'am. That's not the
okay, so
same.
what do you
What I'm
want?
talking about is like um, women often will play games. See, you're married. You're talking about he didn't want to tell you because he knew you'd be concerned. I'm talking about if you decided you wanted to do a trial separation. You decided you want to go. You decided you're going to go live with your mama, and then you wanted
Yeah.
to come back. He just doesn't take you back. You have to. There has to be a consequence. I'm
Okay,
talking
I
about
get
when you
what you're
break trust between us, not just something minor.
So then we haven't had any complications like that in
Well,
our marriage
good.
then.
Don't keep the communication going on because there'll be no different than if he stepped out, if he cheated, if he broke your heart, hurt your heart. He'd say, "I'm sorry." Well, wait a minute. Now you know I want you to be home every night, and you don't come home for 3 nights. He can't just
Yeah.
come in the house and you fix him a ham sandwich. There's gonna be a conversation. I mean, right?
Yeah, you got a point
All
there.
right. That's what I kind of mean. So I'm glad I was able to kind of clear that up. I'm not talking about something just small. Okay, have a good
Okay.
one. I'm gonna get back to the folks who have the gripes. So, ladies, that's what I mean. When you do something wrong, And see what AMS was talking about. He was talking about the women he was dating, right? And he dated a woman, and then she would kind of decide to go. They had no commitment between them or whatever, but they were supposed to be doing what they were doing. Then she went ahead and went on her girls trip or whatever. You know how y'all do. One minute y'all are doing something, the next minute you're not doing something. Then you come back and it's like here it is. Here's the perfect time where you're gonna have to be introduced to the sweet taste of ass, as he would say, or suck a whole lot of D. Anytime you're gonna hit the man with the hey big head, the hey big head is the coast clear. Hey big head is the coast clear. Come on now. Y'all know that's what the hey big head is. You doing that because that man has something of value that you wish you hadn't walked away from. So you hit him with the hey big head, how you doing? It's coast clear. And what's he supposed to do? Yeah, come back on in. Nothing's changed. No, man, you got to pay. No, this dude is Sammy. Sam, I don't do no men. No men. No men. So here we go. Questions, comments, concerns, issues. This is your chance, ladies. This is your chance to get it all out. Ask the questions you want to ask, things you want to be confused about. Kevin Samuel, and until we get people in the line, I'm going to address some other stuff. Kevin Samuels being the Antichrist. God is not in this. God ain't in this. Let me tell you something. I think it personally offends me when I hear people who purport to be Christians to have the nerve, the temerity to speak on whether or not God is in anything that I do. You don't have that kind of power. Neither do I. You don't know what's in my heart. You don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Do what you do. That's why I love the breakdown that brother did. I think it's crazy that we have Christians trying to sit back saying, well, God ain't in it. This is not church. I am not a clinical professional. Never held myself out to be a clinical professional or a man of the clergy, but I am a believer. And when I hear people do that kind of stuff, I just say, you can't win on the facts. So you got to try to appeal to authority. That's number one. Number two, let's talk about this one too while people are joining in. Did it not get pinned? How can you give advice on anything? You've been divorced twice. You've been divorced twice. All right. You've been divorced. Is the show messing up? Because it's moving a little slow on this side. Hold on, folks. It's moving a little slow over here. All right. You've been divorced twice. You've been divorced twice. All right. So shout out to my homeboy Anton. Brother Anton Daniels. That brother has been married since his early 20s. I know plenty of men who have been married to one woman, successful, moving forward. But you know what they tell that brother? That he can't give advice either because he's only been with one woman and he doesn't know what it is. Look, people, that is a BS argument. That's like saying a man can't speak on behalf of this and you can only speak for things you've done. Then nobody can speak for anybody except for what they've lived. There's actual acquired knowledge, there's wisdom. And let's talk about outcomes. What's going on here? Yeah, there was an update. This is going a little slow right now. I should have did this update. That's what it's trying to do. It's trying to do a dadgum update. No, no update in the middle of the show. That's stupid. All right, so here we go. We're gonna let these people in. If you want to call in, you can do that. If you don't want to be on the line, you can ask to not be on the line. That's fine. I mean, if you don't want to be seen on camera, that's fine. Um, just ask to not be on. But you got to be on the Zoom. I got to see you over here, or else I'm not going to put you on. iPhone. You got to start the video so I can see you. So the whole notion of being divorced, you can't speak on anything. You need to listen to somebody who's actually out here. Who's actually out here and amongst. I'm still out here. And the funny thing is, there are many content creators who think like I do, who are anti-marriage. I'm one of the few people that is actually okay with marriage. That's rare. I'm actually going to have a what do you got me on your phone? What is that supposed to show me? Do 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 do. Kevin's still in the streets. Yeah. iPhone person, get on the. Okay, I'm gonna put your other folks on here. All right. You just held your phone up to me, showing. Yeah, you gotta have somebody who still knows what's going on out here. Okay. You gotta have somebody that still knows what's going on out here. Miss Francis, go ahead. Unmute yourself. I keep having guys ask me, can guys come in? If I start letting guys come in, the women won't come in because when guys come in, y'all come in droves. I keep having guys ask me, can guys come in? Hello? If I start letting guys come in, the women. How are you? I'm well. What do you got for me? Uh, okay. Oh, well, thank you. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. Okay. I do too. I said I do as I believe that as well. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mhm. That's right. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Bye bye. Bye bye. Run till that. Um, iPhone. Unmute yourself. I can't see you. Your candle is burning. I don't know what you're doing over here. Hello? Hello? All right. You're not paying attention. So go ahead. Bounce you out. All right. So there's a slowdown over here. All right. Here we go. None of your ladies' audio is connected. You guys got to connect your audio when you come in here. I don't know what's going on over there, but connect your audio and we can get this going. Let's move this over here. And your photo is connected. This hall, your picture's only showing. You got to show yourself. So while y'all get y'all stuff together, um, look, what we're talking about over here is not hard. It's not complicated. It's pretty simple. Men really, let me tell you something. When I was in the divorce care ministry, I would sit there and like before people get divorced, there was mandatory like counseling with the church. And you would sit in there with your individuals, you and your troubled spouse, then in the group. Um, and then if you didn't make it, there was divorce care, aftercare. And one of the things that I would hear consistently with men, and all these men in there were working men, working these middle class, upper middle class, rich, well off guys. Consistently, the thing that I would hear, especially from black men, is even after going through horrible situations, asked the question if they would ever get married again. And they said, yes, but the only thing I'm going to ask is in the future that she is nice. Nice. That's all that they were asking for. He's like, I will go down in looks to go up in cooperation. Miss Yana, go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello. Hello, how are you? Good. Do you have this playing on TV or in another window? Okay, y'all got. All right. So if you're in the if you're in the Zoom, you should be able to hear this without being in. So hello, how are you? Good. What do you have? How old are you? All right. So what's the comment or concern? Okay. Okay. I don't know. I don't understand what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
And I am a woman that is woman enough to apologize to him when I'm wrong. So when he is wrong, how are we to handle that though? You
Well,
know, even if he does apologize, like I'm finding it hard for me to kind of really come back from it though. Like, really?
okay. All right. So I see what happened. I'll replay that. I'll upload the first part for the audience because it's popping off. Okay. So first, you said you're in a relationship,
Hmm.
and how long have you been in a relationship?
We've been in a relationship for a little over a year.
And he did something,
Hmm.
and what? And he apologized.
He did apologize after the fact, but during the conversation, during the argument,
Okay.
it got a bit heated. I said a few things. I got a little bit out of character.
Who? Okay.
Um,
Okay. But bottom line, there was a disagreement.
yes,
He apologized,
he
and
apologized.
you're having a hard time getting past it.
Yes.
Well, I gotta ask, ma'am. A little background. Have you ever been married?
No, I haven't.
Any children?
I do. I do have a 2-year-old. I started late.
How old are you again?
I'm 42. I got pregnant when I was 39.
Hold on.
First baby,
Where's my slap
first
sound?
pregnancy.
And are you in the? Is this the child's father you with?
No, it's not. Mm-mm.
Does he want the same relationship outcomes that you want?
The man I'm with now?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Hmm.
Well, ma'am,
She is.
I just think you need to understand how fortunate you even are that at 40, in your mid 40s, you got a man who's even willing to deal with you and a 2 year old. I'm gonna just come straight down the pipe. You 42, 44, 42, 44,
I'm 42.
42 with a 2 year old. And you had an
Yes.
argument with somebody who ain't your toddler's father.
Yes.
And I'm sure you got a mouth on you.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Ma'am,
I've come a
you
long
don't,
way.
ma'am,
Can
I'm
I
sure you got
just
a
say
mouth
that?
on you. Ma'am,
Hmm.
you asked for advice, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you got a mouth on you at 42. Is that accurate or inaccurate?
Um, it might be a bit accurate. Hmm.
All right, then. So why would you say don't say that?
Because I think it's offensive.
Your mouth is offensive.
And I'm working on that.
I
I'm
don't
not
care if you're working on it. See
agreeing with you.
what I just showed you, ma'am, is a statement of fact that's offensive to you.
Hmm.
Who
It
are
was
you to
it
be
was
getting? Oh no, no, no. Who are you to be getting an attitude with anybody with a 2 year old? You're lucky that the man is even going to deal with you. And this is what we need to start telling women. Y'all got a lot of goddamn nerve to have an attitude when you 42 with a toddler and you know you got a mouth and you can't get past it. Well, by the time your child is 18, you'll be 60.
hmm
Why aren't you with the child's father?
um
That mouth?
no, no. He would much rather be doing other things.
Okay, let's reel it back in. I don't understand why you ladies get so offended at the truth that you know.
Because I don't want to breathe life to it. That's all.
That is
I
bull.
see what you're saying,
That
and
is
I
bull.
truly, I truly
That is
agree with you.
that is bullshit. This is part of the problem with modern women. You won't acknowledge your faults. And you guys have come up with this new age BS. Well, I don't want to breathe life into it. I want to bring light, focus, magnify it so you can see it, so you can understand how it affects somebody else. You guys act like if I don't see it or talk about it, it won't go anywhere. He's dealing with it, just like you deal with his stuff, right?
Hmm.
But let's be honest here. He doesn't have a, does he have a kid?
He has 2 older children.
How much older?
They are a lot older, actually, 20 and 18.
You are out of your French toast mind, man. This man, even the fact that he's dealing with you and a toddler, you should be on your knees thanking God every day.
And who's to say I'm not? Who's
Because
to
you
say
said you
I'm
got a
not?
problem getting past it. And you got a problem getting past it. Let's get into this. You want, did he cheat on you? Or what was the nature of the argument?
Um,
Just the nature. You don't have to get into the specifics.
the nature of the argument. It was more so he asked me a question about some things that he wanted me to be really transparent about. And
Okay.
when I began to talk about it, I had some reservations and kind of I held back, and he
Uh,
was upset about that.
was it stuff that he needed to know for his own protection?
Um, I wouldn't say it was to that extent, but I think he felt like I wasn't comfortable enough and
Okay. So he
to
asked you. He asked you to be transparent about some stuff that you weren't comfortable necessarily revealing.
mhm,
And you started talking about it, but you withheld some stuff.
yes.
And he could sense that you were withholding stuff, or you admitted that you withheld stuff.
He sensed it and then I admitted it.
All right. And then, how did you guys get into an argument?
Because I wouldn't say immediately, but like I said, I sensed that he was upset and then there was the attitude. Like,
You got an
and I,
attitude.
and that's, I
You
guess it
hold on,
kind of
hold on,
like
hold
took
on.
it
You got
over
an
to me.
attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked you something to be transparent about something.
Mm-hmm.
You said it wasn't necessarily need to know, but he asked you, right? Now, you
Right.
ladies often say you want a man who's honest. And if we flip this script and you asked a man to be honest, and he came at you with a halfway story and half truth, and then you sense that he's being halfway truthful, which is deceptive, and you feel some kind of way, and if he attacked you with an attitude, what would we call him? What we call that man?
What do we call him, Kevin?
What would we call him, ma'am?
A liar, someone who's not being
Ma'am,
trustworthy.
he asked you to be honest with something, and you gave, and you were deceptive.
I
He's,
wasn't being deceptive.
and
I
that's
was
a okay. You were not being. No, see, this
I
is
was
another thing.
the
Okay,
conversation
did you
kind of
tell
threw
the?
me off.
Did you tell what?
The conversation kind of threw me off. That's where like
Okay, but
I
okay,
wasn't
then did you tell
expecting
him?
it.
Okay, and did you tell him I'm not comfortable sharing this, or did you?
Yes.
Okay, all right, but then
Yes.
okay, hold on. But ma'am, you're in a relationship.
Hmm.
He asked you something. You have the
Hmm.
choice to either disclose or not disclose. But a
Hmm.
partial disclosure is a partial lie. It's a lie of omission.
Okay.
See how slick and loose you guys play with it when you guys are the ones. That's why I was saying in the beginning, y'all can't even apologize. He asked you something that you weren't comfortable with sharing. So you just shared, and he could sense that you weren't being upfront. And he asked you about it, then you admitted it. And then you got an attitude because he could sense that you were lying. And you have a problem getting over this?
I
A
have a
42
problem
year
getting
old
over the
woman with
way
a
that
2 year
he
old.
handled it.
You, this is why y'all are nuts.
No.
Ma'am, I need you to listen. You are lucky that you have a man. I don't know if y'all really understand this. You got a 2 year old. Your baby daddy don't want to deal with you.
You don't say that. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna let you do me like that because I know I'm a good person and I know that there's some
Wait a
things that I
French
need to
toast
work
minute,
on.
ma'am.
That's
Don't
why
tell me
I
what not.
listen to
Don't you do
you,
that. No, no,
Kevin.
no, no. Hell
I
no.
get a
Hell
lot of
no. No, don't
advice
talk.
from
No, hell no.
you.
Hell no. Oh, I'm not your man. I'm not gonna let me do you like what? You the one that laid up and had a baby with a dude that didn't want to be with you. Don't get mad at me because I acknowledge it. Your old ass. I mean, seriously, y'all, and you want, and I'm mirroring back what you give, ma'am. You're not gonna let me do what? Acknowledge the fact that you had a baby at 40 with a guy who didn't want to marry you. Then why'd you have his baby?
Because I wanted to.
Right. But does he want to be with you?
That's neither here nor there
No,
now
ma'am,
because
you
she's
said you're not
here
going
and
to
she's
let me do
mine.
anything. You said you're not going to let me do something. Does your child's father want to be with you?
And I don't want to be with him.
That's not
It's
what I asked.
mutual.
That's not what I
It's
asked.
mutual.
See, that's my point. See, people, this is modern women. And this is a woman who's involved with somebody who she lied to when he sensed that she was lying and she got an attitude. This all started when I said she had a mouth on her. And remember, this is a 42-year-old woman with a
You
2-year-old.
using the word lie, and that's
Lie,
not what
lie,
it
lie,
was.
liar, deception, intent to deceive,
That's
defraud.
not what it
That's what you did when you don't tell the whole truth. You should have just said, I want to talk about it. And look at this. This smug ass, like, now remember, she mad at him. She can't get past it. Bro, if you see this, let her be with her baby. You don't need this. You don't need a woman who thinks she's doing you a favor by giving you half a truth. When y'all always talk about y'all want a man to be honest. But she don't want to breathe life into it. I don't want to breathe life into it. Why am I being so direct? Because these are the women that the younger women look at. And why do you think we're jacked up? These women are my contemporaries. And ma'am, you asked. And I'm just sitting here wondering why you can't even admit what you said. As if it's going to change anything. You're just talking to yourself. You're going to
I
say,
told
hold
him
on,
that I
man.
did not want to talk about it at the
Okay, man,
time.
but I want to go back to the point of you not going to let me do something. I
Right,
said,
because
I
Kevin,
said,
you're putting words in
oh,
my
you're not
mouth
going to
and
overtalk
you're
me.
trying to
I will,
change up
I
everything.
will
And
end
I
up
was
having my
just,
own damn. This is why you can't make you can't make this up. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right, defiant. This is somebody's mama. She ain't learned shit at 42. Chronologically, 42. Still bopping around here like a 20-something-year-old. Who has a child out of wedlock with a man who don't want to marry you? And I don't want to marry him either. And I'm going to stand on what I said. You're lucky that somebody's even willing to deal with you. Look at her ass. She just talking. You see, just talking to herself anyway. Anybody listening to you? Can't anybody hear you? You've been muted. You were muted a long time ago. Now I want you to understand, what did I start this monologue off saying? Modern ladies, men are tired. Who, whether you like my tone, dislike my tone, this is what men are dealing with. This is when you say, why are you dating younger women? These are women that are my age cohort. This is what you want us to deal with? Lying baby mamas with attitudes? Should I go there? I mean, it'd be different if you was a dress size 4. Maybe. Maybe. So busy trying to worry about what I couldn't get past it. Tiffany, come on out. Hi,
Hi,
Tiffany. How
Kevin.
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Let's woosah. Wasa.
Yes.
Reset from that madness. How are you doing, Miss Tiffany?
I'm good. I just have a question for you, actually.
Go ahead. What's the question?
I just wonder, like, because I see a lot of women come on your show, and sometimes you say, I think they're gorgeous, and your standards are, higher. You'll say they're like adjustable 6 or average.
Okay.
And for the women who don't have kids or a lot of baggage, younger women, and they want the higher 10% of men,
Uh-huh.
and you say, what do you bring to the table that a
Okay.
man should choose you? And I just want to know what that actually means. Like,
Okay,
what a
ma'am.
man,
I don't. Okay. Are you okay? You guys kind of talk in the stream of consciousness. Make it simple. Are you asking what an average woman who wants an upper tier man, what she brings to the table? What does that mean?
Actually, you can explain it to me in both ways. For a
No, I
woman
can't because
that,
I need to understand what you're talking about because it makes sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to me.
okay,
Make it simple? What's the question you're asking so I can answer it?
okay. So first, so if she wants an upper tier man and you ask
Huh?
her what she brings to the table, that because you know those men have a lot of options, and I just want to know,
Uh-huh.
what do you mean? What should she bring to the table?
She should be at least what he wants.
Okay.
That's pretty straightforward. I mean, you said something about these beauty standards and men with options can have their pick of the litter. Does she look
Okay.
like the? Does she the? Are you talking about a woman who's average looking?
No, I'm
Well,
talking about a woman.
that's how you started though.
No, no, I'm talking about beautiful women, like attractive young women that
Okay.
the basic, I guess, what do you call it, FBI.
Okay. FBI, feminine, beautiful. That's not, but they don't all want the top 10%. If you want a top 10% man, you got to be a top 10% woman. How about that? Make it real
And how
simple.
do you, how what is a top 10% woman?
Well, ma'am. Okay. Let me ask you, why is this question so important to you?
Because I hear it thrown around a lot,
But
and it's not really,
why is it important to you though? Do you
because I
want a
just
man?
want to.
Do you want a man on this level?
No, not necessarily. I'm fine with average men.
Okay,
Um,
so what I'm trying to understand is what relevance does it have to you? If it's not
I
your world and not your desire, why is it animating you?
I mean, it would be nice to have that kind of man, but it's not like a goal of mine. I'm
Okay,
fine with.
okay.
So
So what I'm trying to ask is what's your motivation in asking the question? I just want to know
just
because
pure curiosity.
but you can be curious about so many other things. Why are you curious about this? That's what I'm trying to
Because you
understand.
never say why and not what it is.
Because I
What do you
never say
bring?
why what.
Like, what is it that you want? What was it? Would it be something that
No,
men
no,
of
no,
that
no, no,
caliber?
no, no, no. See, this is the problem. I honestly believe that most women want men on this level. Y'all just don't want to say it.
Okay,
And you just
it
said
wouldn't be
I
a
would
bad
like to.
thing.
You of course it would be okay. It wouldn't be a bad thing if you and women like you or whatever got one. But would it be bad for him? See, it's all what do the men want? What do men who have had to make themselves the top 10% and had to make themselves valuable? What do they want? What's a good thing for them? Are any of
Yeah.
these women, are any of the women that that call in and ask these questions, are they good things for these kind of men?
Sometimes the women on your show, yeah, to me, in
Sometimes.
my
What percent?
opinion,
Okay, sometimes, ma'am, you ladies are often very friendly and very nice to one another. You lie to each other too. You tell each other you look good and stuff when you don't. You'll tell each other you're not overweight when you are.
I don't do that.
Okay, but I said
But I
women.
know what you mean.
So if you in general rule of thumb, if you want a top tier man, you got to be a top tier woman. Conversely, if you're a top tier woman, would you not look at a top tier woman a little strange if she was with just an average guy when she had the ability to be with top tier men? Would you not
Yeah,
look at, okay, then if you understand that, you know that a man would have to bring something to the table to have a woman that's a top tier woman. We don't have to define it, but you kind of know what it is.
I don't though. That's the thing.
Okay,
I'm just so curious.
you don't know what a man would have to bring to be with a top tier woman.
I understand what a man would have to bring to be with
Right,
a top tier
right.
woman, but I want to.
And what does a woman need to bring to be with a top tier man? First off, she needs to be fit.
Yes.
What percentage of the women in our community fit that category?
Well, I know we have a obesity issue.
I asked what percentage of the women in
I
our
don't know,
category.
but I mean, your
What do you?
stats that
No,
you
no,
usually
no,
give.
no, 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 no. See, you're asking, and it's not my standard. I'm asking what percentage of women in our community are fit out of 100% of the
I
women.
don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know
guess,
how many.
guess.
It's. I mean, American bad year.
Guess in
I would
our
say
community. Guess.
20%.
Yes, 20%. That's 2 out of 10. Is that a lot?
No,
Right.
it's really
That's not. But then, so automatically, 8 out of the 10 women are automatically knocked out of the fitness thing. So of the two that are left, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless.
okay. That part
Then,
I already know. You say that.
okay, and then there's an attraction standard. Men are visual.
Yes. Because it was this one lady that came on. You probably remember because I guess she talked to her sugar daddy or something in the background. And she was a really attractive lady, young,
Okay,
fit.
ma'am. Okay, so, ma'am. Uh, Look, men with options want the best that they can get, and then they want to pick. All if most women, what percentage of women call onto my show saying they want men? What percentage of women call in my show say they want to be married with kids, and they also would prefer to not have to work?
I think most women want that.
Thank
What?
you. And if most women want that, and automatically, at best, 10% of men can afford that, that means 9 out of 10 women are not going to get it.
Right. Everything's kind of just out of balance because of
It's not out
fitness.
of balance. It's out of balance because women wanting what they don't qualify for. But we tell women they can have it all. You can't. You got to stay in your lane. So you ask
Right.
what you
I
bring to
mean,
the table,
most
asking
people
you
have
what
to
you
work.
bring. Yeah, but men's lanes are already defined, and you ask what women's lanes are. You should know what your lane is. You know that you should know whether or not you look like you belong with a man that's in the top 10%. Whether you act that way, whether he would pick a woman like you, because men know that. Men aren't confused about this. I don't understand why women are so confused, but men are pretty clear. A man can look at a woman like Rihanna, Beyonce, or Kelly Rowland and say, I don't qualify for them. But women seem to think that, well, yeah, somebody. That's what I'm trying to ask. What's the motivation? It's trying to me to define it. Because here's the problem. Every time I define something, there's another woman that comes along and says, yeah, but, well, what about this or what about that? Like there is no hardcore definitive standard outside the fact either you're in the group or you're not. And the women who are in
Okay.
that group don't question it. The women who are in that club know they're in that club.
So the lady with the sugar daddy, I thought she was
I
beautiful. She
don't,
was
I don't,
young.
I don't even know what show you're talking about.
She didn't have any kids. She was
I don't
fit.
know what show you're talking about. Say it again. I don't know what I do show. I don't know what show you're talking about. You remember that show? I don't know. There have been plenty of shows with women with sugar daddies. I don't know what you're talking about. And just because you thought it was fine, you're not the man.
No. But I have an idea, what beauty is.
But
But it
again,
seems like every woman that
but
comes on that meets
but
that
again, why is
category.
this okay? Why does this matter to you?
I just said
I'm trying to.
curiosity.
Okay, so and I'm
Like,
curious.
is there even an
I'm curious.
answer?
Okay,
Because
how old are you? I'm curious. How old are you?
I'm 38.
38. Are you married?
No.
Any children?
hmm
How many?
I have 3.
How many different fathers?
1.
Why didn't you guys marry?
We were engaged.
Okay.
Somebody called me.
All right.
We got together when we were both 19, and
Okay. But you got 3 kids at 38. And see, I'm more curious as to why a woman at your age with 3 kids by one man is not more focused on getting your man
I have a man.
and your
I
friend,
just have. I was
husband,
just.
your husband. So
Mhm.
okay, if you have your man, then what these women get with their man means nothing. It's a waste of energy. That's my point. You got a man. You should be focusing your time, in my opinion, on your man getting the outcome that he and you want down the path of your kids versus
Mhm.
this. But far too many of our women sit around watching Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives and this and that, such and so forth, and y'all shit ain't where it needs to be. You better just
Um,
focus your energy on that, in my opinion, my personal opinion.
so I couldn't call in just out of curiosity because to point the
It's not
women
just
in the
out of
right
curiosity,
direction.
man. It's not just out of curiosity. You watch this show, you watch that show. You watched a lot, but apparently haven't learned a lot. You
Because
watch.
every time somebody
All
answers the
right, that's
question,
enough.
you never answer it. You
No,
find a
no,
way not to
man.
answer
I
the
answer the
question.
question. I answer the question as well as people can formulate the answer. Your question is all over the place, and it's basically why can't an average woman have a high value man? That's really what you're asking. Why
No,
isn't this
no,
woman?
I'm not
Why isn't this woman that I think is cute enough get this guy? Because he's got more options. He wants the best he can pick.
okay. What does he bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? What does that mean for a high value man? That's all I wanted to know. If she's already fit, she's already young.
Stop talking!
Again, they don't get what they're like. Far too many women like her like kids. They're gonna just beat you down and just keep asking you, keep asking them, keep asking them, keep asking. I can't see you, Ash, so you can't be seen, you can't get on. I mean, you gotta admit, it's like when I made the point of, wait a minute, you got 3 kids, 38, go on about your life and do something else. See, I think it's funny that so many of our women just are just in the gossip, just gossiping. I mean, hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How
Sorry,
old are you?
I'm 27.
All right, what do you got for me?
Well, first of all, I definitely came across your videos with clips, and at first I was just like, oh no, I don't know how I feel about this. But I started watching more of your videos, and one of the things that stuck out to me was um, you're making room for women to just be able to exist in their feminine and just being okay with that, which I hadn't had before. So I think as I watch more of your videos, I like obviously don't agree with everything, but that was definitely something that stuck out to me. And I just wanted to honestly come on here and say that, like, I think I've given myself permission to actually say what I want and not feel bad because maybe somebody can't give it to me or they're not existing in their feminine or whatever have you. So um
You can say what you want from a relationship.
yes, a
Okay.
relationship, how I want to move in a relationship, how I want to exist in the world.
Okay.
Because I think before
And how is
I
that?
honestly being submissive, being like, I think raised by women who didn't get to exist that way, they instilled in me to like go
They,
out and
they
be
did not.
independent.
Hold on. I want to be clear. They did
Yeah.
not get to exist that way.
Yes, that's correct. They
Why
had to
did
be.
Why didn't they get to exist that way?
Honestly, just life experiences. They had to step up and like my mom's the breadwinner. Even I want to say my grandma is too.
Was your
So
mother married to your father?
no, she was
Okay, so
not.
okay, see what I'm
But
trying to understand is you say they did not get to exist that way, and I don't understand what you mean. I think they chose not to have that kind of existence.
I think just listening to my mom's story, she did, and
She did or
um,
did not. She did choose or did
she
not choose.
did at first, and then
Hmm.
she had to move more into like being like the sole breadwinner. She got remarried when I was like 9 or like
Okay.
I think I was 9, and
Well,
she existed in
I
that.
guess the exception I take is when I hear women say, "I want to have this because the other women previously didn't have the option," and I don't. We were married at a rate of 80% prior to 1965.
Right.
Women, Black women have always had the options to be wives if they wanted to be wives. Most women choosing not to be wives. I'm 52 years old. My mother's generation, those women, a lot of those women actively fought against marriage,
Right.
but they had the babies.
Right. And with with them choosing that path, they had to be out and like working and doing all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff that honestly I'm not I'm
Okay.
not too keen on doing. So
See you,
I
Monique.
think I like early on in my relationships, like when I was in my early 20s, I was like,
Well, let me
no,
do you want to be married?
yes,
Do you have any children?
no,
Do you want any children?
yes,
How many would you like to have?
2,
And by what age would you like to be married?
29, 30.
Are you dating anybody?
Danger zone!
Are you dating
Uh,
anybody right now that's seriously vetting you to be a wife?
not anymore.
Okay, so what's the likelihood that you'll be married by 29? Percentage chance. What do you give it?
I, I have no idea.
Well, you got to have an idea.
Just
Nope, you got to have an idea. That's the danger zone. You got to
honestly,
have an idea.
I honestly think it's like 50-50 by right now.
Okay. All right. So, what month is your birthday?
November.
So you'll be 28 in November.
Yes.
So that means, ma'am, in less than 13 months, you want to be married. 29 will be next November after next. See, this is where
Yeah.
you ladies tend to fall apart. You have the idea, but then the practicality. All right, if you want to be married by 29, and you're not involved with anybody that's actively vetting you to be a wife, you gotta start putting some parameters on this stuff. You gotta put it on the calendar. This is why that one woman said, I don't want to say this. You gotta say it because when you look at it,
Right.
you gotta move that way.
No, that's absolutely right. Because before I was just like, oh, well, I'll figure it out.
Well,
And
that's
I didn't
that's
really
how many
have,
women are. They'll figure it out, but you don't get to figure that out. We decide who gets married.
right. And I think before just watching your channel and watching some of your shows, I don't think I was, I don't think I was confident enough to say that um, because it'd been instilled in me to get my own degree, not worry about stuff, like not
All right,
worry
you
about that.
get your degree,
Because,
but
right.
ultimately you're in the danger zone. And I say the danger zone is between 27 and 35. Where you need to focus like a laser on the outcomes you want. And anybody in that time, you need to start focusing because once you get past 35, then you get pressured because geriatric pregnancy is set in. Over 35 age women are pressured. They're under tremendous pressure because they blew 25 to 30.
Yeah.
Hold on, Jamil. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second. I see Monique in here. I'm gonna get back to you in just a second. Monique, hello. Monique, I still see you, Ash. You can stay there. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you? Hello.
Good.
Oh, wait.
How
I'm
old are you?
doing well, sir. How are you?
How old are you?
Can you hear me fine?
There's a delay. So how old are you?
I'm 31.
All right. So what is the issue?
31.
Okay, there's a delay here. I don't know why. What's the issue? All right. There's a
My
delay.
issue is there's a delay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I can see that.
Do you have me on Bluetooth or something?
Can you see me fine at least?
Do you have me on Bluetooth?
No.
All right. You're gonna have to come back when you have your headset or something in. Toya, you come up next. Hello.
I'm up.
How,
Hey,
hi. Hello. How old are you?
I'm up. 38. I'm 38. I'm up. Hey.
Y'all got to turn all the YouTube stuff off in the background. This is why y'all are being looped. This is why I can't hear you. Hello, Jamila.
Yes, can you
How are
hear me?
you? I can. How are you?
I'm well.
What? How old are you?
29.
What do you got? What do you got for me? What's going on?
Okay. Kevin, I love you. I'm not a critic. I really just have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, so for the women that don't want those high value men,
Mm-hmm.
women that just want average guys,
Mm-hmm.
I guess my question would be, how come the average guys won't accept the fat girls? If we got to accept men under 5'9", under 6 feet, average earners, how come they won't consider the fat girl to wife her?
Because being fat isn't normal. Normal and average aren't the same thing.
But for like the black community, for like
Mm-mm,
you
no,
said,
no, no, no. Listen to what I'm saying. Average and normal aren't the same thing. Look at it. Go back in your family album and look at your grandmother and your great grandmother. Those women were average, normal women, and they were fit and thin. Google black women in the 50s and 40s. That's what you're supposed to look like. Just because in our community, because black women have allowed themselves to get fat, doesn't mean average men have to settle for it because it's now normal.
I understand what you're saying. I accept it. I guess my
It's
next
not,
question,
it's because it's not healthy, it's
mhm,
not preferable, and men are visual. Men, in order for the things to work right, men must be physically attractive. And you aside, I've looked at women who I, I could pull up pictures with thin men and women who no good God world should they have a bikini on, much less a two piece. Okay, what's the next question?
um, so are since men are so visual,
Hmm.
are all of these men with six packs and they're in completely fit?
It doesn't matter. See what you're doing, man, is you're trying to make an equivalency. You need to. I'm accepting you as a normal, average earning man, and you're not in shape. And the problem is the men are not overweight to the extent the women are. White men, Asian men, Hispanic men, Middle Eastern men who are average earners do not have to accept overweight and obese women as the norm. They get to pick from women who are physically fit because you know why? Because the women in those races want to please their men. They don't feel like they are settling for an average man. They feel like an average man is worth having and worth being fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive for. Our women feel like, well, if I'm going to get an average man, he should accept me as I am. Absolutely not. Because if you don't get a black man, you're not getting a white one, a Hispanic one, Asian, Middle Eastern, or, or other. They're not accepting large women as the norm. Do you believe that?
Yes.
So my
But
question
I
to you,
only date black men.
so my question is, how old are you again?
29.
My question is, why don't you just get fit?
When you're in that reproductive age, you have some women are faced with medical issues that make it difficult to lose weight.
Ma'am, due respect, that's not the norm. It's no different than thyroid or anything else. It's not the norm. It's diet and exercise and discipline.
Discipline. Hmm.
So are you saying that the women you're talking about are incapable of living a fit lifestyle?
Not incapable.
Right,
It's just
because all they have to do is look in their ancestral tree and look at their grandmothers and aunts, and that's their capability.
can I make a comment to that about the women of the past? Or
Yeah, but you can also, but before you do that, also understand women of the past had husbands.
right.
Go ahead.
Do you think a lot of those women weren't as large as we are today because they didn't have processed foods? They grew their, like, they had their own gardens. A lot of them
Mm-hmm.
grew their own vegetables.
Sure,
Like, you know,
sure. They had access to better foods, but the bottom line is men don't care. Men want the outcome, just like women really don't care how you provide as long as it's secure and for the most part legal.
so are you saying there's no hope for anybody over a size 4?
I'm saying that you give yourself less hope by being unfit. And I don't understand why single, childless women would rather put themselves at a lower percentage chance of having success rather than living a healthy lifestyle. You're choosing to put yourself in a lower percentage outcome. Then you can't complain if you don't win.
Absolutely. I mean, this is all new information. I'm from
Really?
Milwaukee, so we weren't taught
This is
these things.
you now that's where I bristle. Black men have been telling black women to lose weight my entire life. Black men have been asking black women to be nice and wear your own hair and be childless my entire life. And I'm from Oklahoma. So I know if it was in Oklahoma, it got to Wisconsin.
To be nice, yes. But I didn't
I
have no
think I,
brothers.
I think I think you guys heard it because I know I heard it as a boy. I think you guys just dismissed it because honestly, because somebody's willing to have sex with it. That's the common denominator. You talk to most overweight women and they will tell you somebody's hit it, and that is a particularly ridiculously low standard because someone will have sex with you cannot be the standard. And at 29, a man would have to say, look, if I were to get with you right now and marry you, you're going to put on 30 to 50 pounds of baby weight. The chances of you losing that weight are slim to none. That means if we have 2 kids, 3 kids, every child is going to put that 30 to 50 pounds on you. That means after the 3 kids, you're going to be about 70 pounds larger, 40 to 70 pounds larger. It's easier just to be live. I would say this to black women: lose weight and prove me wrong. But see, what I'm saying, it comes too late for many of black women because so many black women are too far gone. So it's like, well, damn, I got to do all that just to get a chance. Well,
I feel like I'm 29. Like, I want to be married by 30. Like, so I feel like it's this information is, I wish I would have knew it years ago.
okay. Was your mother, were your mother and father married?
No,
Was your mother overweight?
no.
Uh, and so,
Well, not to me. I don't think she's overweight. Like, she's never had a stomach. But
how tall is she?
I don't know. She's taller than me.
She
I don't
was.
know anything about her weight.
I mean, can you guys wear the same clothes?
Her clothes are smaller than mine.
All right. So your mother never talked to you about your weight?
No, the women in my family, like my late grandmother, she told me, accept the way God made you, you
Since I
know?
fucking raised. So they just fed you and let you go. But
Yeah,
when
like
you
when
went
my
to did you go?
stepdad, like, food is a love
Okay,
language.
let's talk about this. Stepdad, he has to say that. So did you go to a black elementary or high school?
Yes.
So all the girls in there look like you.
No, but like a lot of my friends would be like, "Oh, you not really like fat, like you not
Right, but
sloppy
they
or
all look like you. And black women will often tell each other that. Did you go to college?
yes,
When you went to college, you saw how different you looked. Unless you went to HBCU, you went to a predominantly white institution,
yes,
you saw non-black women your age were much thinner.
yes.
And
But
that's
they
the
also
sad.
ate salads every day. Like
Well,
we
that's
didn't
what
grow
you
up.
should be eating, salad, ma'am. Stop. That's the problem right there. You just talked about it. The women, the older unmarried women, lie to the young women, and they just feed you. They feed you to keep you satiated and happy, so you're not causing them any problems. Because if you were a kid and they put salad and Brussels sprouts and vegetables, you'd complain, you'd fuss, and you would be more problem. As a single mother with 3 kids, complaining about a balanced meal is too much stress for one woman. That's why you need a man in the household. So women are giving their kids PlayStations and cupcakes and chips and hot Funyuns. And then you go to school and other girls are getting the same thing you're getting from your mother. And women are telling you, God made you this way, God made you that way. You're looking at popular programming and all the black women look like you. In school, they look like you. There are no men around. A stepfather can't come in and say, oh my God, she's overweight, because he'll be run out of the house. But then when you leave the comfort of home and go to the real world, university, that's when you, for the first time, see Becky, Marisol, Mylene, Jamila, and you're like, holy shit. And you think something is wrong with them because they're getting up going to the gym before they go to class. You think something's wrong with them. Girl, they crazy. But then you look back after college graduation, in under 3 years, most of these women are married. They're not all married to lawyers and doctors. Men want women who are smaller than them.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, so discipline, because that's what it comes down to. Why aren't there men willing to put us under their discipline? If you know, work out with me. I had an ex. I was like, when we met, I was smaller.
No, 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 no. I'm going to answer that question. You're not my child. Just like just like you ain't willing to work, just like you're not willing to get with a guy who's making minimum wage and build with him up. You don't want no build a boo. Men should not have to come into a woman that's a project. You should already be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, ready to go to help
Dang, I can't
support
hear
him.
you.
You should already be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, ready to go.
I can't hear you, Kevin.
Oh shoot.
Okay, there you go.
I said you should already be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, ready to go. Black men should not and do not have to take on a project in a single black woman. That is a liability. No different than if you had to get with a man who's minimum wage and needed to go to college or need to get a trade, right?
Right.
See, everything you're talking about is why shouldn't the men just work with us? Okay, I'm going to ask you a hardcore question. Ready?
Yes.
Why should black men who are not related to you sacrifice a damn thing for you?
Because we sacrifice so much in relationships for black men.
Such as?
I was in a relationship for 6 years. I gave everything.
Was he your husband?
We were engaged, so no, I was still
Okay, well,
single.
that's your fault. You didn't, you gave, okay, first of all, I call bullshit. You're talking about what you did in a 6-year relationship, and I said black men, not just you.
Okay.
When you meet somebody, what you're basically asking black men is to settle. Y'all don't call it that. Yes, that's what it is, man. Asking black men to settle Asking black men to accept black women in their unfit state is asking them to settle for what they don't want. And I ask you why. And really the answer is you should do it because we're both black. Would you ask a non-black man to accept what you're asking black men to accept?
No, I'll never
Why?
consider a
I don't
non-black
care
man.
about I don't care whether you date him or not, man. Just stay focused on the logic of the argument. And I'm using my Thanos glove, okay? I don't care, but I'm gonna use my reality stone. And in this reality, you're attracted to all colors of men equally. Would you ask a non-black man to make any of the exceptions that you're asking black men to make?
Kevin, I would because I don't see it as a liability.
And that's the problem. We do. And until you ladies understand that it doesn't matter what you see or how you feel, it matters what we want. And if you're not willing to give the men that you want to marry you what they want, they are not going to accept you on your terms. You cannot go to the Mercedes dealership and demand that they accept that you can't afford their vehicle because you're a good driver. You can make the moral case all you want to. I'm a good driver and I make Mercedes look good and I take care of it. The car costs what it costs. And see, y'all are more willing to make this argument than to eat salads, fast, balanced diet, work out. You're 29.
Yeah, I'm already at 30. It's too late. Like,
Well,
I am who I am.
all right. Well, buy a dog and die alone. That's why I said what I said. Either you do what you're going to have to do, or you're going to give men what they want, or you'll be alone.
And
And
this
we
is
need and we
all
need
me.
more people telling people this so they don't get to the place you are. Because if somebody would have said this to you when you were 12 years old, instead of telling you what your grandmother and your mama and your stepdaddy told you, maybe, just maybe. So to my critics and detractors who think I'm so hard, I'm trying to help the next ones because this is the outcome of telling women they can have everything and it don't matter. It does. And I refuse to believe that you cannot lose weight.
I mean, not a size 4, Kevin. That's a lot of weight.
How tall are you?
Like 5'3", 5'4".
How much do you weigh?
More than a man.
Okay, ma'am. What dress size are you?
18.
You do know at your frame and your skeletal frame size, a dress size 4 is the normal range.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. The female skeletal frame of a black woman is no more dense or larger than any other race of women. Your bone density may vary, but it's not enough to make a large difference on the out as far as the dress size. So I'm sorry, but that's what men expect. So what are you trying to say what's the smallest dress size that you can remember you ever been?
Maybe a 12.
And if you got down to a 12, I'm going to assume you would think that's a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
Okay. And it would be. It would be coming from an 18. But you got to put yourself in the position of the man. Why?
Kevin, one more thing.
Why, if there are 2 million more black women than black men, and there are more females than males, why would a suitable, competent, available, heterosexual man who can pick women across the socioeconomic spectrum, not high value, just right here in the middle, why would he get a woman who's a 12 when there are plenty of women who are dress size 2, 4, and 6? who are just as nice as you are, just as friendly as you are. All the things you would say you bring to the table, he can find that in a package that's more suitable. He can only have one, right? He can only have one legal wife, right?
Yes.
Then why would he not pick that? All things being equal.
And those are he can find nice,
See, that's the
big.
problem, man. Yes, he can pick anything he wants at this point. See, that's the problem. You have to, if you're going to bring a weight liability, you have to overperform in other areas. And the thing is, that's the problem. What are you bringing that the men want to compensate for being a weight that they don't want? That's how the
Yeah,
world works. So basically, what I'm telling you is, you want to give yourself a best shot, you're gonna have to do something you haven't done. Lose the weight. Just like a man. If a man wants a woman at a certain level or a certain kind of thing, men, the world tell them you got to go out and become valuable. You got to go out and get a job. And see, we're comfortable telling men this. What you're ultimately been told is God will figure it out, or somebody will accept you, or this or that. It's not. It doesn't sound. What it's almost sound to me is though you don't think this is fair.
I just think it's a pretty harsh deal breaker. I mean, men are not perfect, so women are not perfect. I mean,
Well, we got more time than y'all do. This is what happens. You take fathers out of the household. You get women who don't deal with reality. You're 29. You didn't grow up when there were beauty pageants on TV. But we used to have beauty pageants on TV to where women could see what men wanted. We used to have swimsuit competitions and beauty pageants and all this other stuff. But in your generation, we gave eighth place trophies and social promotion. But it doesn't change who human beings are. And at the end of the day, I'm telling you, are you saying there's something that's medically preventing you from getting to a fit weight?
my metabolism is just dormant because of a medical issue. I can't hear you.
Well, I haven't said anything. I'm just saying that, I mean, if it's dormant, man, then you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I don't know what else to say, man. I mean, all is fair in love and war. And here's
Yeah.
what's gonna be real harsh. Hold on, all women, hold on. This is gonna be harsh. I need you to hold on. Brace yourself, because this is a reality that men know. Some people just lose. That's where the term spinster comes from. 30% of the men, 30 to 40% of the men on this planet will never have children. Not all men get to reproduce. And we have told women that you all can get it. No, you have to be what they want. So, it may not be what you wanted to hear, but it's the truth.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Toya. Yeah, and I think I let that go because I think what the young sister was saying is true. I want you mothers and you grandmothers who are just feeding your daughters and just telling them that God loves you the way you are. Well, men ain't God. Men want what they want. And this is what you guys are doing to these women. And I will tell you, it's sad when I see young women who are. If somebody would have said this to you when you were 12 years old, hey! You still got YouTube playing in the background. I told you, don't come over here with YouTube playing in the background. No, not you, Brittany. That was somebody else. Unmute yourself, Brittany. Tiara, your audio is not connected. Brittany, you need to unmute yourself. Brittany, unmute yourself. Gosh, darn it. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm on there.
Boy. And see, I look like an asshole for continuing to have to tell women that you must get fit. And I'll tell you that, like when Spelman took all the money out of the athletic program and put it towards the fitness program because they recognized so many young women coming to college that were overweight, they recognized that this is a problem. So Spelman had to do something about that because obesity in the black community for women is a real issue. It's a relational issue. Toya, if you have YouTube and all that stuff playing in the background on your TV and anything else, you're not going to get in.
I don't. No, I don't. I
All
don't.
right. So how old are you?
I'm 38.
What do you have for me?
Mm, I'm just on the fact of
Call in on the other link. Your audio is trash. Call in on the other link. You can't use that one. Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Because I'm making sure it's not my audio. Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Because I'm making sure it's not my audio. Yep. I can switch on the fly, baby. Godfather, ready to go. All right, Brittany, ready? Unmute yourself. And then Tiara, you're next. Tiara just ran away. Brittany, unmute yourself.
yes.
I told, uh, I'm going to get rid of you. I told you have to turn YouTube off in the background. See, these people don't pay attention. I've said it 15 times and they're still doing it. Oh, I'm getting rid of you. Uh-uh. Tiara, go ahead. She just ran away. I think it's funny that we have so many women who are like over age 30 who are just horrible at technology. Just shit. They don't know how to use computers, anything. And be the same ones talk about I don't need no man. Yeah, you do. Just know how to drive a car. Go ahead, Tiara. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Tiara.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well.
I do not know the topic for tonight. I just woke up.
Okay, so you just jumped on here, huh?
Yeah.
How old are you?
30.
All right. So why'd you decide to jump on? Because this is a smoke show.
Because I listen
This
to
is
your show
this
every
is
day.
this is a
So,
smoke show, a show for conflicts or issues.
yes.
Okay. This is a show for conflicts and issues. Do you have a conflict or an issue or a question?
Um, I'm 30 and I'm not married and I want kids.
Okay. What's popping over here? You're 30. You want kids. You want to get married. Okay. Well, I got to ask you a real question. What's that on your chest?
A tattoo.
Okay. Why?
I got it when I was young, and to be honest, I really do regret it.
Okay.
I've been looking at options to get it removed.
Okay. Do you have any children?
No,
What state do you live in?
Indianapolis.
And like I always ask women, why do you want to get married?
I want to get married because I feel like for everyone, I'm like,
What is the popping going on over here?
it's
You're not,
something popping.
go ahead. You're not for everyone, but what?
Just be with the one person, and I want to have a family. Like I want to be submissive. you know,
No,
have a
yeah.
family and not have to worry about being in my 30s. Like I wish, like I listened to you and I wish I would have took dating more serious when I was in my youth age, you know.
Okay. Well, what happened when you were younger?
I was being wild.
Is that where that tattoo comes from?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. That depending upon what you want as an outcome, that matters to us. You do know that, right?
I know. Just was talking to a high value man and he was like, it's limited places that he could take tattoo. And I'm just like, I'm trying to get it removed. Like I'm willing to get it removed.
Okay. Did you go to college?
No.
Okay. Well, high value or not, I mean, um, I don't know, man. Many women seem like they just want to, like 30 now. It's like, okay, I want to get married now. Okay, that's fine. But what are you going to bring to a marriage? What can a man what can you do for a man that he would need that another woman can't?
Um, there's nothing really can add to a man's life, but I can take a lot of stress off of a man's life, if that makes sense.
Kinda. But that's the thing that man, y'all gonna have to figure this stuff out. It's like I don't know. I find so many women just like I just want to get married now. What's marriage supposed to fix?
It's supposed to be an agreement. I don't feel like it's about this might sound a little crazy, like love. I mean, I don't think marriage is love and everything that women want to be. I feel like it's an agreement. You signed up for.
What is that popping? I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is going on over there. Is that? I don't know what's going on with that, man. Let me see what's going on. Can y'all hear that popping? Uh, look, ladies, I'm gonna just say this: YouTube is not receiving no data. I think it's past midnight. I think there's something going on with the internet over here too. So what I'm about to do is I'm gonna go into what's called overtime. And overtime is where I start shutting stuff down. We're gonna shut this down because this is drawing too much power. Not the bang. The bang. Mm-hmm. All right, there we go. Let's try that one. So let's try that. Maybe that's better.
So it was you popping.
No. Start all over again. All right. So you want to be married. You're 30 years old. You got the chest tattoo. Uh, we don't know where. You don't know why you decided to do that. You're in Indianapolis,
I do know why I decided to do it.
but
I regret getting it done.
well, you, you got to do something about that. I mean, I'll be honest. For most guys, how much would it cost you to get it removed?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet. I thought you said you're looking at options.
Well, in Indianapolis, cities, So I don't think that we have, like, when I Google it, it's like out of state go get it done.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
believe
that's you.
it's like
That's you popping. That's you popping. That's not me. All right. So overtime. Let's turn that down. Bottom line, it comes down to this: critics and detractors. That last conversation I had with that young lady before I bring other people in here, you guys see what happens. You guys see the end result of telling women lies, being soft, saying that it's all acceptable. God gonna make it all right. You see the end result of that. And the first woman, you understand what it comes down to when women are so used to never being challenged. That woman, 42 years old with a 2-year old, couldn't get along with the child's father, got a problem with the man she lied to. It's like, well, damn. I really want you ladies to understand. Is there any peace being with any of these women? Because men want peace. And if you can't even apologize as a woman, you can't even admit when you did something wrong, so it's always the man, the man, the man, the man. Damn. You see why dudes are like, I just rather buy a dog. Hello?
Hi, Mills.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I am okay.
That's good. So me, like people who come to your platform, I didn't think so highly of it. However, after viewing your however, I just totally and completely agree with you. A lot of women don't want to hear it. We have been products of our mothers. Be independent, be strong, make sure you can take care of yourself. Often we don't value our Black men. And I'm in no man, however, I'm married, but no man's land, but just in life, period. We don't Black men.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I don't know what's going on with this show. I'm hearing this interference. I don't like it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut this show down and I'm gonna restart. And if I decide to do overtime, I'll go till 1 o'clock. But this show is officially over. Give me 5 minutes to restart the overtime portion, and we will continue.
Okay, have a good night.